Morning, welcome, Justin, Equine Edge, go Mariners. It's baseball season, and that's what we're here for. We got horse racing. Sunday card at Fairgrounds, not too bad. I do like the early sequence, I would say. It definitely, I like the early sequence more than the late sequence today. There's a pick five. I like a couple singles. I like Jose could win some races early. I told I told a few people, I was like, man, if you really want if you really want a lotto, bet Jose Ortiz to win the first five races. But it's, I mean, that's a tough task by anyone to do. I do like the Jose kind of pick three, I guess I would say, in the middle of the card. You see, I'm using two horses in race two, but I thought that there was potential here that he would have a big, well, I guess morning. It's morning my time, and that's where we're gonna start. The turf races I thought were insanely tough today. So race one, race four, and race seven. Race one, race five, and race seven. I thought were all extremely tough. They're starting here in 10 minutes, so I'm gonna get this done. You know, I spread here to these in a pick five. I do have the 12 on top, who was taking a lot of money, so I do like to see that. I was 12, 8, 7, 6, 2, 1, 11. In that order. So it's, I thought, tough. The seven, just so you know, we'll look at this, does win the race simulator, and I always like when that happens. The one guy shows speed. It's been really tough to wire the field on the fairgrounds turf all meet. So from that perspective, I do think the one backs up. Jose is riding the six. I do think the six can win. I'm not sure the two wants the turf, but I do think it can win. And the one maybe wire the field, but it's so hard to wire the field. But this is such a competitive state bred main special. I do think the 12 could sit the trip. The 8 is an absolute bomb guitar, man. You'll see that the 7 does win the race sim. So, it's a tough race. I always tell people, if you don't like the horse that wins the race sim, cut, and you can see the 6, 2, and 12 are right there. So I thought it was a tough sequence, not really a strong opinion, or a tough race. Not really a huge strong opinion. I could see some people singling horses like the 6, 7, and 12. But I'm going to press my opinion here in the next couple races. So let's talk about it. So I cut half the field here. That is the beauty, I would say, of Equine Edge at times. You have the 4 and the 6 are absolutely just, this is a rough race at the 30K level. And I do think that Calling on Heaven is going to be tough to be here. We talked about Jose. He's going to have a big morning. I do have this as a best bet single. Comes off the layoff, dropping, has a couple of strong works here prior to debut, both under 48 seconds. They're, running. This horse can run. And the 4, so as they've been riding the 4 for, and this horse burns so much money. I mean, that is for Stuffer, but burn money again last out. Should have won that race. Now, Jose was aboard, and Jose like, I'm out. Sorry, Peter, I'm out. I'm going to ride for, Mr. Maker over here on the 7 horse coming off a short 60 plus. No, what's that? Yeah, about a 90-day layoff. So, I just think this horse is at the right spot. Some kind of mischief, hasn't been able to win, is 0 for 14. I mean, it's a tough one. So making a decision, I like the Jose daily double here. As I talked about, if you just joined us, Jose could have a morning. You want a lotto, bet a Jose pick 5, pick 4 here early, or just bet the Jose pick 3 and daily double in the middle. So I like the strong middle Jose double here. I think he wins on the 7. I think the 4 and 6 are just not good. The 7 a little more lightly raced on the drop and working well. Princess Celine, back-to-back singles, 2 for 2 at the distance. We'll watch the race sim. I think there's enough speed here. Could the 4 get away? Maybe, but I think the 7 presses, and it's not easy to come from behind. But I think the 2 just better than this group. I think has won 2 in a row. Sharp, I believe, off the claim, if I remember right. They're at a bottom level. It's not easy to close like this, but I am going to predict that the pace stops and backs up. The 4 would be my second pick. Could the 5 win? Maybe, but I'm just going to double single. You could see one's 2 in a row. It was off the Cox claim for Heath. That's right. Jose rides 144s, won by a combined 10 plus lengths. So I mean, it is a step up to non-winners of 3, and to go for 3 in a row is not easy. But this is just not a great group, in my opinion. Just like race 2, not a great group. But I was 2-4, but I singled to the 2 in the pick 5. I like to keep my pick 5s, try to keep them, especially if I'm going to share a ticket under $100 for sure. And I went 2 deep here. You could go 2 deep race 3 and single race 4. We'll talk about that. Say I do Sadie. I like the 5, which is why I'm not singling the 2 here. And so, if you wanted to improve the ticket, maybe you add a second horse in race 3. But I like the daily double there, Jose daily double. I think, say I do Sadie, this is the sharp runner off the claim for Jose. Again, I think he has a big morning in these races. He could win 3, 4, 5 races to kick off the card. 5 would be tough, but you never know. Popular in the claim, Tanner Tracy just having a brutal meet, nearly 0 for 60. I think he's like 0 for 57. Had a runner here, couldn't do anything with it. McGee tried to claim, ran okay last out. Sharp off the claim. If you're E user, you'll see, I mean, just dangerous, 44%. He's going to win one, off the claim today. I would almost guarantee it. And Jose rides, they get back to the dirt. You get an 8-point GSR increase and they add blinkers. I think Jose tried to wire the field here. I think he sends versus this group. If we watch the race him, he doesn't get there and the 1 wins. But the gray, maybe this horse can't break. Watering struggles to break. The 8 and outside post comes from easier. California smoked the other player, but man, I think Jose might run them off their feet. If they duel up front and Watering can break, Watering could close and hit it at a price. That's why I used here in the pick 5, using a price with using likely chalk. But I'm against the 1 on the rail. It's taking a big drop for Stidham. Don't get me wrong, but this horse doesn't break, and it's just brutal. I can't take that down on the rail. So I'm against there. And then, it's tough, man. This race is crazy. I mentioned the turf races. Maybe Izzy's Monster getting over to the turf, and I see we have 3 minutes, so I'm going to end here in a minute. But one last stat, off the claim for Sharp, you going to win this one, going to win the other one. He's 44%, going to win one of them. I think he win the other one. I'm a spread here, but again, Jose could win a lot of races early. Leading rider at the meet, Joe Sharp, leading trainer at the meet, right? These guys, no joke here at Fairgrounds, you guys. Like, they win a lot of races. Fairgrounds can be form flat times, but the turf can be crazy. $100 winner on Friday. We had yesterday, we had a $44 winner I gave out to our stretch run group on the turf, earlier in the week on Thursday, I believe. So, I coached basketball yesterday. I didn't get to see a lot of the races, but if the 2 don't win, this race is wide open. You see, I did cut a couple of the 3 and 11, but we got bombers all over the place. We're going to try to hit some chalk in the middle. It's not going to pay crazy if we hit our singles. But that's okay. Let's get a price here in race 1 or race 5. $63. Jose throughout these races this morning, I think, has a day. The late races are tough. I would tell you, I'm not even going to cover them. I do write a sheet. So if you guys ever have interest, you're welcome to hit me up on X. I share it for free. I give it to our Stretch Run WhatsApp group. You're welcome to join there. And then for Equine Edge, hit the QR code up above. 3 free races per day. You can do that. If you have interest, questions, you can always reach out. We do coaching classes on Wednesday and Thursday. Scotty does Thursday. I usually do Wednesday. We'll be at NHC. Stop by the booth. Oldie and I will be broadcasting live all of NHC. We got 2 weeks still, 3 weeks till that.
Gonna be a fun next month. Gary, of course, and everybody else, I always appreciate you joining. Again, early, my opinion is early. I think late is tough. These race 5 and race 7 on the turf are tough. The last race of the day is tough. It's a 5.5 dirt sprint. And race 6 is tough. So, it's a really competitive card today. But that's my 2 cents. I hope you all do well. Press your opinion. Have a great Sunday. We'll be back. We're around. Hit me up. Chat soon.